ladies and gentlemen, Jaguar Nation, welcome back. Another overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar athletics. And, Coach, you and I look good, but we've never looked that good.
No, they made us look better.
Unbelievable. Yes, indeed. I mean,
the stars of the show.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Speaking of the show, hey, this has been so fun doing these shows over the last few weeks. We've got another exciting show. Des Moines Rutledge will join us right here and what he's meant for Southern, not only athletics, but academics. We'll talk about that. Also, we'll talk basketball. We're talking football, too. Henry Baptiste
in the house
will be here on the set, and he pushes you and I out of the way, and he takes over.
Well,
he's a TV guy, a former TV guy.
Oh, yeah, I told him he's my assistant athletic director, so when he comes, we just get out the way.
That's exactly right. And then also we're going to let you ask the athletic director some questions all right here. First of all, an exciting weekend coming up. We've got Alumni Day. And, Coach, you and I both feel that same way. Look, I didn't see Tommy Green for a long time because he was doing this and he was dealing with his health and what have you. It was an alumni game a couple of years ago. That was the first time I saw Coach Green. And every time we have the alumni game, I'm looking for him somewhere there. And I know he's there.
Oh, yeah, he's there in the building. I mean, one of our legends as it relates to basketball at Southern University as a player and as a coach. And, you know, that spirit is always in the house. And those guys that paved the way for us, you know, that when basketball is really at its best, you know, and you think about him and you think about Coach Jobe, and then you start thinking about all the guys, Bob Love, the Bobby Fields, and all those guys, you know, that played and carry that legacy. You know, you can't help but to get warm on the inside.
Right. Now, the alumni game will be this weekend on Saturday. Grambling State, will it be after the game as normal, or?
So, alumni game, so we have two games. The alumni game will be Friday. Okay. And so the ladies will take the court about 7 o'clock, by 6:30, and the guys will take the court right after. And 30 minutes following the boys game on Saturday, we will have a celebrity game. And you know, we got some of our celebrities in the city that's going to come out and engage in playing our coaches. And so you might see Coach O, you know, out there.
And he's a big basketball guy.
I don't know how good he is, but he's a big basketball guy. And so I might even come out of retirement that day. So
come on.
So we got Coach Funches and all those guys that can carry us. So I just go out there and make passes.
I was about to say, where would your shot be? Top of the key? Inside the three-point
layups.
That's awesome too. So that ought to be a fun weekend. Obviously, Grambling State and Coach Woods had said that with the Grambling State Tigers, when we went to Grambling State, they had a big crowd. So we are looking for a big crowd at FG Clark Activity Center on Saturday.
So no question. So you know, they went there and they had about 4,500 in the stands.
Wow.
And school was out at that particular time, and so we're just looking to pack the place. All our students, all the alumni, all the friends, and all the supporters. So I'm looking for that building to be rocking. And plus, we're on one. I mean, and I'm very excited because it's a big game for the ladies as well, so they can stay on their championship run. And so we know how that rivalry is. So no one needs to come late. They need to come early and be in the house, and let's have a good time.
A rematch of last year's championship game for the SWAC championship game on the ladies' side. And not only that, we took it to them at Grambling State. We beat them at Grambling State, so they're going to be looking to return the favor.
Yeah, so you know they're going to be a little hungry coming in. So we got to feed them. We got to spoil their appetite when they come in here.
That's
so
exactly right.
I know that's a big game for our coaches. And as always, whenever you play the other school, it could be Jackson, it don't matter. That Southern needs to come out on top.
No question about that. And then obviously, too, speaking of ladies, softball starts, and they're going to be starting in Zachary.
Yeah, so we still about 3 weeks away because of the weather and completion of their new facilities. But I tell you, it's a great facility, and I'm very excited for our softball program. And I think that program is going to grow at a rapid rate. We just left from out there before coming over, and we had the phase of the netting start to go up across the field, and those young ladies from softball came out there as we went out there to walk in, and just to see their face and how happy they are and all the hugs that they are giving and smiles on their faces, they say that we're doing the right thing at Southern University.
Man, so excitement is coming, it's building. And of course today, the official signing day, the spring signing day for football and all that stuff. So, and that was very good. Coach Dawson did another great job.
Another great job. And I just think now, since we're adding scholarships back, that program is going to continue to grow. All our programs are going to continue to grow. I told you early on, I say that now, feel like that we on a smooth foundation.
Right.
And so once you get your foundation right, I think you can start growing. And so I think that as of today, we signed about 10. And I think presently we have about 5 that was in school already this semester. And so, you know, that participation means a lot. And now, you know, he have guys that we got a great group of guys coming back, and now he can build on that because he's bringing some people that's ready to play right now as well.
And also with that, talking about, you know, spring football practice. We had that last year. We win the West.
Yeah, for the first time
We
in
win
probably
the
about
West.
4 years.
That's it.
It's major because now you learn your team a little bit in the spring, and then he can go into camp, you know, in the fall and start coaching them and know what he have in place and not trying to learn and figure them out as it relates to August. You do that early in the, you know, preseason, so in the spring. So this is going to be, I think, another tool in his belt for him to use going forward.
And Coach, only losing 9 players to graduation, that's incredible. So we're reloading, and Henry Baptiste is going to talk to 2 of those guys that made it big.
Oh yeah, and not only that, you're going to be able to say when you're losing those players, they're actually graduating, and I think a couple of them are just about 9 hours away from graduating. So that speaks volumes of where we have to be as it relates to being a good team and great student athletes.
And that's something that's big, and you know that recruiting when you did basketball, that's big, going into those households and said, not only they're going to play basketball or football or softball or what have you, but your son, daughter is going to graduate.
Well, I just think now the last couple of years you can look at our stats, and I always say stats don't lie, it speaks the truth. And so what our coaches are doing now and what our athletic department is doing and our university have come to grown to be, I think it's one that all of us can be excited about.
No question about that. So we're going to see more things building up at Southern University as time goes on through it, and I'm excited to see how things can continue to grow. When we come back, we're going to have a very important man. He's big time for athletics, and he's big on academics, and he ought to know that. We'll talk more about that and his background at Des Moines Rutledge coming up right here as we continue with Overtime with Coach Roman Banks, Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. Back after this, we're at Scoreboards here today, and I'm sure they're going to give us more of that bread pudding.
Oh yeah, I'm just waiting on that. I brought reinforcement today as well, so I'm ready, okay?
Back in a moment right here on Pelican Sports TV.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton and Fouger. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton and Fouger today.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, official chicken of Southern University. One love.
Grand Cherokees, we'd rather sell them than move them.
It's Salisbury's Move and Sale and Jeep Adventure Days.
Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, $27,990.
With Power Group backup camera, keyless entry, and Uconnect.
Get them now at Salisbury's Chrysler,
Dodge,
Jeep,
and Ram in Baton Rouge.
Buddies, talking about buddies. You just can't lock them out, buddies. They'll make your day. Buddies, you can't deny them, buddies. You
Welcome back, everybody, right here. Overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics right here on Pelican Sports TV. We are right here at Scoreboards Restaurant, and we've got Des Moines Rutledge here. Have you ever been here to Scoreboards?
No, this is my first time here.
Uh-oh. We're going to get you the bread pudding as tall as the Benson Tower in New Orleans next to the Superdome with pecans on top, brother. It is unbelievable. Man, what haven't you done is the big question. For those of you who don't know, this unbelievable man, Des Moines Rutledge, has been a part of not only Baton Rouge, but Southern University for so long, graduate of Baker High School.
Correct.
You went to Southern University and political science, graduated in political science, then went back to Southern University and graduated in law school.
Yes.
You've worked with Cleo Fields of the legislature, so you've done that. You work also with the governor. You and the governor know each other real well. And now, and also too, I want to do this before because Coach Banks, said that you were a big part with it, being in the System Foundation, being a big part of that board, that you have helped bring what is Southern University looking like today, including the softball field, improvements to F.G. Clark Activity Center, and improvements to A.W. Mumford Stadium. You've been a big part of that.
Well, it's been a team effort. I'm happy to have played a very small part in the work of the foundation, having served as its chairman. And we've got a great board. We've got a great CEO in Al Harrell. We view the Department of Athletics as an integral component to the presentation and the work of the institution, quite frankly. And we find the Department of Athletics as worthy of our support and investment as we do the academy. Very pleased with the leadership that Roman Banks is providing as athletic director. And very happy to see Jaguar Park come out of the ground. We still have one or two phases to implement with regard to Jaguar Park. Very happy to see the improvements that we were able to undertake at the stadium. I think the new turf there has been a hit with a lot of the fans. And very happy to have played a very small part in that. When I look back over the arc of my life and my association with the institution, I am the beneficiary. Having grown up in a very small community adjacent to the institution, it seems as though that I do not know a time in my life that I have not had some association or nexus with the institution. And my wife and I both are very proud graduates, and the little time and money and energy that I can give to Southern is small in comparison to what it has given to me.
This sounds like the guy who hit the three-point shot to win the championship says, well, it was a team effort. I didn't do any part of that.
Well,
because you have done an unbelievable part of Southern University. I mean, you have done that. You bleed the colors, Columbia blue and gold, and you're just a big part of Southern University, not only obviously going to the school, but all those big support. Now, chairman of the Board of Supervisors, and it's so interesting how now the athletics and now academics blend together, because now with athletics, we're bringing in more students with that too.
In many instances, people say athletics is the front porch of an institution, right? And while we want to recruit student athletes to come to the institution, ultimately we want to equip and empower them to go out and compete in a global marketplace, right?
Right.
By providing them with a marketable skill, and that's our number one mission. I've served as National President of the Alumni Federation. I chair the Board of Directors of the Foundation, and now I chair the Board of Supervisors. We're sort of at a critical juncture, like most higher ed institutions, not only in Louisiana but across the country. And there are three things that we're focused on this year as an institution and as a board. One is sort of refining our enrollment management from soup to nuts, stem to stern, top to bottom, from the moment we touch a kid until we get that student enrolled and provide them with a quality experience. We also are doing a deep dive based on some guidance we received through a collaboration with Gallup on our academic inventory. We want to make certain that we've got sufficient alignment between our academic inventory and workforce demands. It's one thing to have a degree, but it's another to have a job. And so we're steering students to STEM concentrations and other areas where there is a demand within the workforce such that we can transition them into the marketplace and equip them with a marketable skill and empower them to go out and compete globally. Another very important component of that also is the creation, quite frankly, of alternate revenue streams. 15 years ago, Chris, the state of Louisiana funded 70% of the cost of operations. 30% of that was self-generated. Today, 70% is self-generated, and we receive a mere 30% from the state. We went from state-supported to state-assisted.
Right.
And so we've got to create alternate revenue streams through public-private partnerships. The Medicinal Marijuana Institute is one very good example of that. We are very excited about the current effort to do some cybersecurity training with a campus in the offing in Quantico, Virginia, that's has some significant potential for us, as well as other public-private partnerships that we are pursuing that will generate some alternate revenue to sustain our operations over time. Another thing that I've sort of taken on in an roundabout way is enhancing our collaboration with the Southern University Laboratory School. I remarked at our last board meeting that I felt like we treated the students there and the school itself as sort of stepchildren, and I want them to be an integral part of what we do and feel like they are a part of the Southern University family and Southern University experience, because ideally we want those kids, be they student scholars or student athletes, to naturally come across the street. And so we've got some plans underway where we're highlighting those students. As a matter of fact, at every single meeting of the board, particularly in Baton Rouge, we plan to have some involvement by students at the lab school, if it's providing the Pledge of Allegiance or presenting some featured project that they're working on, such that they feel showcased, such that they feel embraced, such that they feel valued and an integral part of what we're doing.
I think that's unbelievable, and like you said, to generate more money, if the state of Louisiana can't give the amount of money that we need for these schools, everybody is in the whole state, all the colleges are begging for more money. Now, also too, now you're a proud product of the law school. There's so many people think of Southern University, they think of athletics, and they think of the law school. There's been so many people that have gone, that Southern has been famous for that law school, but there's other things at Southern University besides just a law degree that you
Oh, sure. We've got some very strong academic programs. Our nursing program is one glaring example. Our engineering program is another. The business school is doing phenomenal things and are involved in a wide array of things. And so we've got to, I suppose, do a better job of celebrating our successes in that regard. The Law Center is under excellent leadership with Chancellor John Pierre. In fact, I was just with him in Atlanta last week, where we are working on a collaborative with the Clayton County school system, who graduates some 3,000 students annually, to place them in dual degree granting programs where they can get a Juris Doctorate as well as an undergraduate degree, Juris Doctorate as well as a master's degree upon entering and graduating from our undergraduate campus. And those are the kinds of partnerships and collaborations that I think we've got to continue to cultivate if we're going to be successful. Their enrollment is up at the Law Center. The enrollment is up at the Baton Rouge campus as well.
Awesome deal. And I know that also too, your friend and my friend, Governor John Bel Edwards, wants to be able to also improve roadways in the campus. He's been there, he's visited that area, and you know that's important for him. He wants to be able to improve stuff at Southern.
Exactly. And one of the things that's really impacted higher education disproportionately is that all institutions rely on an appropriation from capital outlay. Well, there just has not been a lot of money in the state of Louisiana appropriated for those purposes. And as a consequence, many institutions endure deferred maintenance. The governor came out and looked at Fisher Hall and was literally appalled and appropriated money from capital outlay as well as announce an additional $2 million from surplus dollars to address that. And that's one example of a public-private partnership where we hope to be able to plan an entire science complex for that facility based on the seed money that the governor has provided us. He's been a godsend in terms of higher education, as well as K-12.
And new things, including the new academic center.
Yes.
How big is that?
Yeah, absolutely huge. And we are also embarking on a feasibility study to potentially look at building a new student union. You know, millennials now are real tech-driven, right? They like things that are, you know, touchy, shiny, and tech-infused. And if you visited our union, which is a nice facility for its day, it's somewhat dated. And we're looking at updating that, again, through a public-private kind of partnership.
Awesome deal. Well, that's going to be awesome. Thank you for what you've done, man.
Thank you for
You're a
having
great
me.
friend. And again, I bragged on your young man. You've got a great young man.
Thank you.
Met him
Thank
at the
you.
Superdome.
Thank you. Thank
Unbelievable
you.
guy. Unbelievable. All right, when we come back, overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks, a closer look at Jaguar Athletics. We're going to be talking basketball, both ladies and men's basketball, as we continue right here from Pelican Sports TV, right here live from Scoreboards. Back after this timeout, Pelican Sports TV.
Family road trips just got a whole lot easier. The 2018 Nissan Rogue. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring technologies like available ProPilot Assist, which helps keep an eye on the road ahead and helps you stay centered, while you're turning this lane into memory lane. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
CareSouth offers a wide range of comprehensive medical, behavioral health, and dental services. On behalf of the staff and board of directors, we want to thank the parish of Ascension, East Baton Rouge, and Iberville for allowing us to serve you. Come out to any of our locations where family is serving families.
I can still remember Charlotte's first day of kindergarten like it was yesterday. Now, she's heading off to college.
So how are you feeling?
I'm nervous. I'm also really excited.
You know you're the first McKernan to not go to LSU in decades. Promise me this, you'll wear purple and gold at all the UT football games.
Dad.
Letting go isn't easy, especially for this Louisiana dad, but our children know family is always there for them. Just like when our clients come to us for help, they'll always be part of the Get Gordon family. We want to be your lawyers for life.
Call 888-8888.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Home, away, any game day. At Walk-Ons, we'll help you do game day right.
What's the most important aspect of event hosting? Location. This is something that Bell knew from day one. That's why we're located in downtown Baton Rouge, across from the convention center, close to LSU, and right by the river. So with a friendly staff, award-winning cuisine, and a massive conference center of 10 rooms and 24,000 square feet capable of fitting more than 2,000 guests, what we offer is just as important as where we are.
Welcome back, everybody. Overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. I'm going to want that every time now, everywhere we go. The cheerleaders just doing that.
No doubt about it.
Go to the breakfast table.
That's right.
Like that and all
That's
that
right.
stuff. Doing the ball games on Saturday and, doubleheader like that. It's going to be great. Oh, no. All right, now we've got basketball on our mind right now. Coach Carlos Funches, Lady Jags basketball coach right here. And also Coach Sean Woods right here for the men's basketball team. Guys, thanks for being on the program.
Thanks for having us.
Coach, we'll talk about Lady Jags' big-time victory. 75-54 final score over the Alcorn State Braves. A couple of things that stuck out to me, Coach. First of all, in the second period, you outscored them 19-9. that was the big deal right there.
Yeah, we went on a big run, and I thought that was great for the squad. The girls did a good job defensively, setting the tone.
Alaric Scott, 4 for 4 from the field. She got 12 points. Courtney Parsons came out good. She had 15 points in the ball game.
Coco has done a tremendous job coming back from MCL surgery, and she's getting stronger and stronger each game. And, we've been monitoring her minutes, but I think she's ready to go now, full speed.
And, Coach, another big thing that was another thing that stuck out to me, points in the paint. 75 points you scored, 50 of those points were in the paint. You outscored them 50-24 in the paint.
Well, we did a great job putting pressure on them and creating turnovers. It's kind of deceiving because we didn't really use a low post game. More of those buckets were, in the fast break and in transition.
Right. So, and the men's team lost 76-64. Coach, like Coach Banks and I were just talking about just a moment ago, again, you're so close. You're not getting blown out at all. That's no question about that. And you're not shooting them all bad. I think y'all shot 50-something% from the field. It turned out to be 48.1%.
We just don't have, we have great starts, but when we sub, it just falls off so much, and it's hard to sustain. But the one thing I can say about these guys from a character standpoint, they're giving it every single day, and they're fighting, and they want to win. And I think sooner or later it's going to happen. But that's what I like most about this team. They're resilient, and they know, we're outmanned at times in certain parts of the game. But they're still fighting, they're still coming, and sooner or later, we're not gonna be Rocky. Right now we're Rocky, and now it's time to start being Muhammad Ali of Apollo Creed.
And you had 4 players in double digits. Amude had 12 points, Sadler had 11 points, Aaron Ray had 10 points, and Ennis had 10 points in the ball game.
Well, he did, but that's the thing. After after that first 4 or 5, then somebody else has got to start stepping up. And that's what we haven't been getting thus far.
No question about that. Now we got some big games coming up. And guys, this is already, it goes by so quick. I used to think football season was the only thing that flew. No, basketball season does as well. Now the midway point is over, the Alcorn State game. It's time now for the second half of the season. It starts this weekend with Grambling State on Saturday. Monday it's Jackson State. So let's talk about, Coach, for the Lady Jags, for the second half of the season, what are you looking for in the second half of the SWAC?
Well, we want to be consistent. I think offensively we're getting more into a flow. Defensively, we pretty much know what we're doing now. Our young kids are doing a great job. They're not just running around. Now they run with a purpose. And, that's the thing, the second half of the season, you can't make as many mistakes. You got to be ready to go and know what you're doing when you're on the court.
And it starts with Grambling State. You took one away from them at Grambling in that big game. Obviously, a rematch of last year's SWAC championship tournament game. Grambling State won it for the first time in many years. So this is going to be big. They're going to be coming out for revenge.
It's always going to be a battle. You can throw the records out the window. They're going to give us everything that they have. They're trying to stay in a championship run, and right now, they're a game behind. If they fall 2 games back, it's going to be a hard hole for them to dig out of.
Now, I couldn't imagine being at this guy's home because he throws the gauntlet out for you all the time. I'm sure with his family at the cereal table, hey, come on, are you going to do that? Are you going to do that within 3 minutes or what have you? He laid it out a couple of weeks ago, and he probably don't even know that he did. He put a challenge out to the Jaguar Nation. He told me that they had 4,000 plus at the game at Grambling when Southern played them. So he says, I know we're going to expect that at the F.G. Clark Activity Center.
No doubt about it, and our team needs them more than ever. So we need extra. And Jaguar Nation, we need you there on Saturday afternoon against the Grambling Tigers.
How could you say no to that? Yes, Coach. You come off the bench and hit a 3 if you want. What do you expect in the second half of the season?
Well, we got to make more winning plays. We're in every basketball game, but we always find our way to have 4 or 5 straight bad possessions that puts us in bad positions to where we're fighting an uphill battle. We got to cut those mistakes out and give ourselves a chance, especially down the stretch of every basketball game.
For the Lady Jags in the second half of the season, who do you look to be the biggest challenger for you going in? Because right now, #1 in the SWAC.
Well, right now, anybody can beat anybody. So you have to be on your A game every game you play. You can't have any slip-ups, especially at home. You're playing at home, you got to get a win. You have to go on the road to be consistent on both ends of the court to have an opportunity to win.
January, you don't have as many home games. February now will be stacked with home games. A couple of big ones like Alabama is coming into town, Alabama State and Alabama A&M. But now a couple of road games, and one of them you go to Valley and Arkansas Pine Bluff. Always tough to play in that gym, Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Well, I'm just looking to play anyone, and I'm just every day we're just trying to get better, and try to start a streak. And it's really not about Mississippi Valley going to Mississippi Valley. It's about me getting this basketball team where it needs to be from a mental standpoint for us to start winning some games.
Coach, I think we tend to watch a lot of movies and what have you, and we look at the rah-rah speeches at halftime or rah-rah speeches to start the game. When your team is like this, is that the deal, or you just tell them, guys, you're close, you're going to get this?
Well, it's a up and down. It depends on the day. We keep making the same mistakes, so you can't just keep harping on it. Sooner or later, they got to figure out, hey, we're going to do this. We're good enough. And when they decide that we're good enough and stop with the 4 or 5 different possessions that gets us in trouble, that's when we're going to start winning some games.
When do you start talking? When do you guys both start talking tournament play? I mean, or do you at all talk about it? Because, I mean, the 8 seeds have to be in there. Do you talk about, guys, we've got to do this to make the tournament? Or
right now, we're just trying to win the day, to be honest with you.
So take it one game at a time?
Take it one day at a time.
Okay.
And in turn, it's the same with us. Like Coach Wood said, you're trying to get better each and every day, not just game day, but each and every practice. You're trying to improve on something because no team stays the same. You either get better or you get worse.
I see a lot of some players coming out for you. Courtney Parsons came out and did good against the Alcorn State Braves. But who do you see down the stretch? Skylar Bear has been struggling a little bit, obviously. Who do you see down the stretch stepping up for the Lady Jags?
I think Olivia Scott is going to do a great job coming down the stretch. So, Kayla Williams. I mean, I think she's getting better each and every day in practice.
Yes, indeed.
And the younger kids, because they really know what they're doing right now, and they're working to get better each and every day.
Like I said, Williams is unbelievable. I mean, she's got so much great instincts. She's right there, just in the paint. She gets the rebound, a long rebound, and instead of her putting it down on the floor, she goes right up to the tip in. She shoots well. She's got good form. She is just a really nice player to watch.
She's going to be a dynamic player before she leaves.
No question about that. Smooth to the free throw line and everything else of that nature. Coach, what about you? Who do you feel Amude is that guy that pretty much gives it day in and day out?
He's got to become more consistent, though. We got to get more from our bench when when guys get tired or get in some type of foul trouble. We got to depend on the walk-on Isaiah Rollins a lot. He gave us some good minutes the other night against Alcorn. Brooks got to come in and relieve Toot a little bit also. But we got to get somebody else, and I think hopefully Osa Wilson will be that guy. He's been out for a while with a foot injury. He had a good practice today, so hopefully he can give us something, especially at the 4 spot when Sid goes down, either a foul trouble or just needs a breather.
Do you feel that Aaron Ray's better coming off the bench or starter?
Well, I've had him both,
right.
And he's been our most consistent player, especially shooting the basketball. But those guys got to continue to be better leaders, and because Toot right now, I'm playing him too many minutes and I'm wearing him out because he's got to do too many things for us, and somebody else has to step up in that role from a leadership standpoint.
I noticed that he's got the bandage on his thumb. Is that injury or a better grip on the ball?
It was an injury. Jammed his thumb pretty good one time. But I told him we need to keep it on there because you're shooting the ball better.
Well, there's so many new things now. They got people, the elbow things. I don't know what they do. They got the leg things that they stick on the back of their legs, and it's supposed to. I don't know. It's so much new stuff.
If they see Steph Curry or LeBron James, whatever, they think it's the deal. So that's what it's all about.
Big games, obviously, this week. Grambling State. What's going to be the big key for the game Saturday?
Just being consistent and knocking down shots. That's big for us. We went to Alabama last week, didn't play particularly well offensively. I think just knocking down shots, that's going to be big. We're going to get some looks. I think defensively we're going to play with intensity, and we just got to hit shots.
Coach, big game Jackson State, too, coming up on Monday for you.
The big word for us is sustaining. We start off every game like gangbusters, and we just got to be able to sustain and keep it.
And I think Grambling State's always a friendly kind of rivalry, but Jackson State, Coach Odom said it last week, we just don't like each other. So that ought to be a very interesting game on Monday. But Grambling State obviously first on Saturday. And Coach, like you said before, I'm going to let you look in that camera again and tell people Jaguar Nation needs to do what?
I'm like Uncle Sam. We need you.
They need you to show up, definitely so. When we come back, Henry Baptiste gets right here on the mic and on the TV again. That ought to be fun. He's talking football when we come back right here on Pelican Sports TV. We're right here in the overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics on Pelican Sports TV.
The birth of legends are storied in this conference. We must never forget our rich history. We now turn our gaze to the future. The new legends will emerge. New heroes to arise. The Southwestern Athletic Conference. Be our history.
At Roadrunner Towing, we love our God, our children, our nation, and yes, our sports. So let's play ball. Score big when you need a tow, either in East Baton Rouge or West Baton Rouge. Because at Roadrunner Towing, we don't want an arm and a leg. We just want your toes.
Legendary Import Group. Exceptional service and a rare collection. You'll discover the only distinctive auto for the legend in you. We are legendary.
I am legendary.
I'm Team Legendary.
I am legendary.
I am legendary.
Now that's legendary.
Stop by Legendary Import Group today, where our team is honored to serve you. We are legendary.
Legendary Import Group, the only place for legendary care.
The smart Baton Rouge business traveler travels out of Baton Rouge. Why? It's about not having to wake up hours earlier, fight traffic, and stand in long lines. It's also about BTR being closer, more convenient, with non-stops and short hops to anywhere your business takes you. Smart. So for your business, if it's about being one step ahead and not dead on your feet, then it's about time you flew BTR. Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time.
I can't imagine a day without music. You go downtown, you can find some music. You come uptown, you can find some music. Monday night, they got music. Every night of the week, there's music somewhere. Baton Rouge is a place where it's easy to make friends, it's easy to hear some music, and it's easy to come back. We got the music, we got the food, and we got good people. So with that combination, you can't lose, right? You ever come to Louisiana?
Welcome back, everybody. Overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. All the cheerleaders around, they've done a great job being with us today. It's going to spoil us. Henry Baptiste is right here. Henry, welcome back to TV, my friend.
I don't know why I answered that phone when you called last week.
Man, and Des Moines Rutledge was telling me he thought I have to bring you to the hospital. You were so upset at the Superdome for that NOLA no call.
Chris, I don't even remember coming back from New Orleans. I remember the game, but I don't remember driving back. It was a terrible game, terrible game.
Kendall Kenlon is here, wide receiver for Southern University, number 10. Did you watch the play? What did you think?
You know, it was a call that needed to be called, but at the end of the day, it is what it is.
It is what it is. They always say that. You don't let it come down to one play. And it came down to one play on that one.
Well, you know, the Saints should have been up 21-0.
That's right.
First quarter.
That's right.
So they were their biggest problems going throughout the ball game.
That's right. Henry, we enjoyed watching this young man, number 10, 2 years now. Now to be already junior year. It goes by fast, don't it?
It really does. It really does. You know, just I take advantage every time I'm on the field and off the field because, you know, I never know it's going to be the last snap I play. So, you know, I'm just, I'm glad I'm here in this position as a junior.
You pulled down about 33 catches this past year. What was your favorite catch this year? One you remember the most?
Really got to be Grambling. I mean, the switch to play, you know, the whole game situation. We was down, we was up, but Grambling had the momentum, and I just took it away from him.
Unbelievable. And,
I remember that 80-yarder.
Oh, it was long.
Yeah, it was.
You seem to be the guy that they look to for the long plays. And you're also not afraid for possession receiver running a slant 10 yards down the field.
I just try to do whatever the team needs to win and just, get my quarterback comfortable. When the ball's in there, I tell him I'm going to come down with it. So by him having confidence in me and me having confidence in him, it's, we can't be stopped.
You came out of the Texas area. How did you find your way to Southern?
Oh, it was just one of the connections where I got a family member that went here, and she told me about it. She sent my film, and coaches fell in love with me.
No regrets?
No regrets.
Now, we understand, we just learned that your dad went to Grambling?
Yes, sir.
So what did he say when you said, Dad, I'm going to Southern?
Oh, he was fine with it. Just when we play Grambling, he knows who to cheer for. But at the end of the day, he's gonna enjoy watching me. But I know deep down he still a Grambling fan.
You finished the season 429 yards, I think, and 5 touchdowns. What are your goals for this year?
Oh, goals, 1,000 yards,
okay.
more touchdowns. Just pretty much, being better than I was last year.
We were hoping to have the starting quarterback here, Skeleton, but he must have got a loss, so I'll let him know you're expecting to get that ball quite a lot this year.
He probably watching it right now.
Now, obviously, big games. You had 2 quarterbacks this year. Mm-hmm. And Skelton obviously ends up the season being the starting quarterback. Lampley started the season out as the starting quarterback. What was the difference between the two?
Just more whoever was comfortable in the pocket. John did a good job for us in the beginning, kept us in games, and unfortunately, tables turned. But when Skelton came in, he knew we had a job was be West champions, go to the SWAC championship, and go to the Celebration Bowl, and that's what Dre did for us. But we fell, we was one step short. But we know by having him there, we're going to be back in the Celebration Bowl.
Did you give them any pointers on passing since you were 2 for 3 on the year in passing?
I just told them to watch my highlights.
Lampley, Skelton told me that before he finishes Southern, he's going to break some records, and he wants his own Hall of Fame. In one of my restaurants, we've got a hall with a lot of pictures. He said, I want that wall right there.
Man.
So he's got to do a lot of passing this year, and you've got to do a lot of catching to get up on that wall.
As you said, wish he was right here. We could talk about it right now.
Henry was very excited about that young kid. Seeing his film from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Ladarius Skelton has just got it all. He could pass the ball, and you could tell as the season went on and on and on that he started being more comfortable with the passing. But do you get frustrated as a wide receiver knowing that you have 2 young freshman quarterbacks who can't get the ball downfield as much as I'm sure you would like to be a senior vet?
By playing quarterback, I knew what the receivers felt. And then by me switching positions in college and me playing receiver, I knew how the quarterbacks felt all the time. And just being patient, as I said, you never know when the ball's gonna come. You never know you can make that big play, just like in Grambling. That was the only catch I had, but it was one of the biggest plays in the game. So just being humble and just always waiting for my opportunity to come.
I used to talk to Skelton every week after the ball game before he became the starter. And I'd go over to him and say, "You all right?" "I'm all right. I'm all right." He was really ready to get into action. And I think when he got the call, he excelled extremely well.
Right, no doubt.
Yes.
All right, who's faster, you or Washington?
I gotta give it to Washington.
Oh yeah.
I gotta give it to him.
That's a very good answer though.
No, it
Washington, he is really fast.
Right.
Washington.
He can
is
turn it
fast.
on real
Yeah,
quick.
He can.
So would you like to return punts or return kickoffs?
Coach and I talk about it. You know, we had a great Spoon back there. You know, he did a great job back there, but they need a replacement and just to reload at that position. So I told Coach, you know, whatever I can do to help the team, you know, just put me out there.
You already said that you want to go back to the SWAC championship. You only lost 9 players last year to graduation. Pretty impressive. So that's a great returning players coming back. Wide receivers are deep. Quarterbacks now. You've had 2 quarterbacks that have experience and what have you. As spring comes on now and next month, what do you hope to bring more to your game?
Just for me, you know, just lead. I already know what I'm capable of doing on the field, by people following me on and off the field, and also, you know, being a good follower too, because, you know, I still need to be educated too as a leader, and by me leading my teammates, coaches as well, and everybody on the coach staff, the program, into the right direction. I feel like we're going to take a step forward from our last game in the championship game, and, you know, be greater than we were last year, and achieve every goal we want in this season.
Next year, I think you'll see Skeleton in a different mode, Chris. I just noticed one of our former quarterbacks is in the real house now, Eric Randall. I was told by Randall a couple of weeks ago that this guy is going to break a lot of records, and I was also told that during the summer he's having a summer camp, and he's invited to Ladarius to come work out with the kids this summer. You know, he's high on the kid.
That's going to be fun. We can't wait to see you, my man.
Oh, yes, sir.
Junior season,
Thank you for having me.
coming up.
That's
Junior
right.
year.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
All right, Henry Baptiste, of course, Kendall Catalan, number 10 jersey. You're going to keep that number, right?
I'm going to keep it.
You're going to keep the number. I like that. All right, when we come back, we're going to ask the athletic director, Roman Banks, some more questions. We're going to do that right here. It's Overtime with athletic director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics, Pelican Sports TV, right here from Scoreboard. Back in a moment.
Need to see a doctor fast? Lake Express Check-In lets you get in line online. Visit OLOLRMC.com/express to choose an estimated treatment time at one of our emergency room, urgent care, or physician office locations. A service of Our Lady of the Lake.
Legendary Import Group, distinguished service and detailed attention. You'll discover the only distinctive auto for the legend in you. Stop by 10660 Coursey Boulevard or phone 225-960-1191.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never, ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, official chicken of Southern University. One love.
Buddies, talking about buddies. You just can't lock 'em out, buddies. They'll make your day. Buddies, you can't deny 'em, buddies. You just can't buy 'em. Whoever comes your way, buddies are here to stay.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton & Fouget. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton and Fruchade today.
This is your home, your car, and you want to give them the protection they deserve. With home and auto insurance.
Talk to State Farm agent Anna Jones in Baton Rouge today.
What's the most important aspect of event hosting? Location. This is something that Bell knew from day one. That's why we're located in downtown Baton Rouge, across from the convention center, close to LSU, and right by the river. So with a friendly staff, award-winning cuisine, and a massive conference center of 10 rooms and 24,000 square feet capable of fitting more than 2,000 guests, what we offer is just as important as where we are.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. Beautiful cheerleaders did a great job here today.
Oh, yeah. The cheerleaders are very energetic. They bring life not only to the games, but to this show as well. So we're very fortunate to have them.
All right, and we also got a lot of people in the house. Athletic department, we've got coaching staff. I see Peter Cipriano back there. I see Mr. Eric Randall with a bow tie on.
One all-time Southern Greats right there, huh?
That's right. That's right. Who else we got? We got Travian Scott back there, I see.
You got Bob Bennett back there.
Bob Bennett's here?
We got two Hall of Famer quarterbacks in the house there tonight, Southern University.
I see Coach Price is here in the house.
Yeah.
Volleyball coach is here now. We got them all here.
Coach Jacobs going to play in the celebrity game. I mean, I believe
Did she know that yet?
I believe she can get 15 points. She gonna wear everybody out.
She can. Did she know that yet?
She don't know it yet. Now she knows it.
That's awesome deal. Good to see everybody here. And of course, as always, we've got some questions for the athletic director. All right, so let's go ahead.
Derica from Houston, Texas, and she would like to ask you a question.
Good evening.
Good evening. Who are some of the players the celebrities playing in the game on Saturday?
Okay, you put me on. So for the celebrity game, confirmed we have Judge Wilson Fields. We have Senator Rick Ward.
Wow.
We also have a couple of our board members, Dr. Hip Hop Doctor, Dr. Whitfield. We have Raymond Fundell out of Lake Charles that's playing in that game. We have Chef Celeste, that's right, playing in the game.
Oh, cool.
We have our own couple of our corporate sponsors. We have Darryl Cohen that owns Legendary Car Motors, Matt Belair with Care South. And so we got a variety of people that's going to come out there and get whipped.
That's awesome. You got another question?
Yes, sir. We have one more question regarding the basketball tournament, actually. With it being held in Birmingham, Alabama, for 1 year, is it possible that we may see it being held in Baton Rouge for a year?
Well, I think it's on the table. I think that, when we sit around at our conference meetings, everybody enjoyed Baton Rouge, Louisiana. They said that, it's centrally located, and they enjoyed the atmosphere in Baton Rouge, and it's well attended. And so, it's no commitment further than 1 year in Birmingham. And so I just think the commission is going to shop it around. If we find a city that want to embrace it, he probably will, listen to them. But if we need to move it to our on-campus site, we're all willing to do that as well.
All right, thank you with that. So it would be at Southern University, or I know at one point in time they wanted to put it maybe at the River Center, the Centralplex back then.
Right. So obviously you have two different ways. If we have a team of promoters that want to go to the conference office and lobby to get it and bring it to the city, that's something that they could do. And also, if the commission is not happy, then we are talking about possibly the team that wins the league possibly hosting the tournament. So there's a lot of possibilities out there, and it's not one thing etched in stone as of today. Birmingham has stepped up to the plate, said they want it, and I think treating us very well. But I just don't know if that's going to be the place that we're all vote to go for the next 3 years.
That'd be both the men and the women playing there like normal?
Like normal.
So it'd be the top men's team maybe getting the top seed and getting the host?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
That would be interesting to see how
you
that
know,
happens.
They also talked about at one point will we ever separate them. So there's a lot of conversation. You know, a lot of conferences do separate them now. But I just think that we like being in the mix together a little bit.
So what about football? Is football, I'm sure you haven't bet on football yet, will it be again at a host team next year?
So I just believe as of right now with our conversation, if no one city step up to the plate and send the right representation to the commissioner, that means paying the bills basically, then I just believe that it's going to be back on a higher seat campus.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Southern University.
Hey, I like that. I like that. Hey, next week we're on the show. We're going to have Coach Garris. We're going to be talking softball next week.
No question about it. He's excited right now.
Yeah.
You know, we're looking forward to that game this weekend, and we're looking forward for the next few weeks to bring them back on campus. Dr. Belton, Southern University Chancellor and President, will be here with us on the show. Yeah, and you know, I just, you know, Attorney Rutledge today, he put a lot of things in place as it relates to the university, where it's going in athletics. And I think that the leadership of Dr. Belton come in and confirm that. And I think that Southern University as a whole is on the right page. Reggie Jarvis, Southern Quarterback Club, will be here as well next week. Yeah, and, you know, we like bringing our Booster Club members and everybody, and we're going to get around to all of them. We like showcasing students. We like showcasing our season ticket holders. So this is what this show is all about. We're going to bring it right there in your living room. So I know you as a coach don't like to see it against you. As a basketball coach, you like to see it on the other team. Technical foul, no pudding here, no bread pudding here. Bread pudding, they out today? Technical foul. Technical foul. All right, thanks everybody for being here. To the showers we go. Overtime with Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics right here from Scoreboards. Thank you so much. We'll be back here next week on Pelican Sports TV. Go Jags!